Hi there, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by my regular partners here, former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champions Rick Green and Chris Nilan. Rick, Cole Caufield just keeps scoring goals. He keeps scoring overtime goals. He keeps scoring winning goals. He did it again against the Minnesota Wild, scoring with 15 seconds left. How do you explain how this guy just keeps getting the job done, and he's like Mr. Clutch?
Just a natural, gifted goal scorer that just knows where to shoot it, when to shoot it. And I know that the opposition, as soon as they see that they're going to go into overtime, they're going, oh no, I'm going to have to deal with Caufield coming at 100 miles an hour and him finding ways to put the pucks in areas that nobody else can put it. And he just consistently does it over and over. And he strikes fear in the opposition goalies because he is so good at what he does. And it's amazing to see. And if we look back that, you know, the placement of the pucks with the speed and the quickness that he's able to get that puck away and get it to the areas where the goalies are going, I can't stop that. He's too good, and he's a good one. He's a real deal, and just a pleasure to watch. And you know that something good is going to happen when he's on the ice because he brings it every night, and what a pleasure to watch.
What do you think, Knuckles? I mean, watching him, it's hard to believe he's not on your American Olympic team, but I mean, this guy just knows how to score goals.
Yeah, you know, I felt bad when he didn't get, you know, asked to be on that team, and certainly capable of helping that team win. But listen, overtime, 3-on-3, forget it. He got the speed. He's compact. He's low to the ice. You know, he don't have them big long arms where you got to curl and drag. He got them shorter arms. He's muscular. He can shoot the puck from away from his body or in tight. And his release is like insane, how quick his release is. And another thing he does really well is he goes in those areas where he can get the puck and let that puck go. And he's sneaky good along the goal line. You know, he can hit those top corners. He can, yeah, man, he's a treat to watch. It is so fun to be able to watch Caufield, Suzuki, Hudson, Demidov. Come on, Demidov last night, the fake shot and the pass to Hudson. He undressed all them players, the goalie and every player on the Wild. Like, they all bid on that fake shot, and boom, see you later. The game is tied. So, you know, it's really fun to watch this group. It really is. I'd love to see them really do some damage in the playoffs and gain some confidence as a group. They're going in the right direction.
It's a fun team. Mike Matheson was telling me that Demidov is one of the things that impressed him most. He's one of the few guys he's ever played with that never has to look at the puck when he has it. He just never. And he said the two guys he's played with before that were the best at that were Jonathan Huberdeau in Florida and Sidney Crosby in Pittsburgh. That's pretty good company. So it helps Cole Caufield, obviously, that he's getting set up by these guys. I asked Cole after the game against Minnesota, how do you explain how, don't take this the wrong way, Cole, like a little guy can shoot the puck that hard, but he's not as much of a little guy now as he was when he was drafted. He's bulked up quite a bit. He talked about his dad having him do those wrist things, those squeeze things when he was a kid to strengthen his wrists, and he's strengthened them like that. But Rick, do you remember playing with or against a small guy like that who can shoot the puck the way Cole Caufield can?
They don't come around that often.
No.
He's an exceptional case of a guy that's just a natural. You know, if you want to go back and see the guys that were able to find ways to get pucks to the net in great areas, Brett Hull was a classic example of a guy that could snipe, get it away quick. Mike Bossy, his release, his ability to get the pucks to those areas that would allow him to to score as often as he scored. So there are a number of guys, they don't come around that often, but you have a real appreciation when they're on your team and you know they're going to bring something, and usually it's going to be a goal or find a way to make the difference in each and every game.
It's hard to believe now because it's not that long ago when Dominic Ducharme was coaching the Canadiens and Cole Caufield couldn't score. Remember that? He ended up going down to Laval. And then when Marty St. Louis came in, he said, I'm not going to teach Cole Caufield how to score goals, but I can teach him how to get into better positions to score goals. And his goal against Minnesota was an example of that. Marty talked about it after the game, saying Cole is he able to find those spaces, and then Nick Suzuki can find him, and then he's got that quick release. So how much do you think maybe Marty's coaching has helped Cole, not just scoring goals, but also becoming a 200-foot player, which he is now?
Yeah, more than 200-foot player. You know, listen, he's always going to be able to score goals. He had to adjust at this level, like every kid. He had to grow, you know, and he had a tough time at the beginning. Yeah, it wasn't so much Duchamp as it was, you know, I'm new to the NHL here. There's a learning curve, you know. We saw it, right? Slavkovsky. Everybody's like, oh, my God, we picked it. And look at him now. Everybody's like, oh, yeah. Everybody's saying, I told you so. I told you. Yeah, my ass, you told us so. So, you know who should be saying I told you so? Hughes and Gorton. You know, they showed faith in that kid, and they picked him, and everybody's, you know, this one, they should have got this guy. Why didn't they pick? Forget about it. And now you see him doing what he's doing. And it takes guys time. You know, okay, Demidov comes in and does what he does. He was playing against men over in Russia. I get all that. But there was a little bit of a learning curve for him last year. You saw him. He did some flashy things, got hit a few times. And now this kid's a quick learner. He's picked it up really quick, like Hudson, right? But, you know, it took Cole a little bit. And here he is. He's an unbelievable goal scorer, natural, like Greeny said. And I'm proud of this guy. I'm proud that he's American. I'm pissed that he's not on the U.S. Olympic team.
Well, we gave Mark Berger some credit because it was him who drafted Cole Caufield.
It fell into his lap. Stop.
Well, I remember being at that draft, and he was like a little boy.
He almost fell off the chair, Bergie. Come on. Right?
But probably into his lap. But I think the fact he couldn't score when he was here with Ducharme speaks volumes about problems with the previous Canadiens administration, Rick, where they couldn't develop young guys. And you compare that with now, and I speak with Lane Hudson the other night, and I was saying, you know, how much credit do you give Marty for your success, for him allowing you to be you, like allowing you to be Lane Hudson with that freedom to play. And I think he's done the same thing with Cole Caufield. And Rick, I think, is like, you know, from your coaching experience, I think that's just huge.
Well, yeah, it's a team commitment. You know, you've got different caliber of players that do things well, but one thing remains the same. They're committed to play that game in both ends of the rink. And let's not forget too, these kids that come in, and each one is different as far as the maturity level and how they progress, and you have to handle them all the right way. And I think that the big bonus for this organization is they have a pretty good finger on the pulse to understanding what these kids are all about and what buttons they need to push to allow them to progress in a positive way. And we're seeing in Caufield, with a little bit of time, a little bit of coaching and teaching, he's picked up and become a very, very effective player in both ends of the rink.
Greeny had that coaching too. Like, coaches allow Greeny to go to the red line and no further. So, you know, they knew what they had with him.
Yeah, well, I knew that if I went any further, it was going to be a lot of work.
Forward. Stop, will you?
Well, it was interesting too. Stanley was talking about Demidov and sort of the freedom he's given him. And Marty said, you know, I have my non-negotiables, like your forechecking role, your F1 role, your F3 role, defensive zone. And he said, when you check all those boxes, now you have the freedom to be the offensive player you want. And I think that's been probably the one of the strongest points of this rebuild is Marty's ability to get the best out of his best players, including Cole Caufield. Anyway, that's it for this bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. We'll have one more bonus episode coming up over the next few days, so you can look for that. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, Hockey Inside Out is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.